Good evening. Good evening. You're listening to the sounds of Mr. Tim Cunningham. Good evening, and it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the 13th annual Ozzie and Friends Gala and Pro-Am, proudly benefiting the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation. We have a lot to celebrate this evening, and I'm honored to have some of my closest friends from the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals team joining me here tonight. We have Willie McGee, Whitey Herzog, Tommy Herr, and Dave LaPointe. Thank you guys so much for coming back to join us. I also need to take a moment to honor a dear friend. Bruce Sutter, who we lost this past Thursday after a long battle with illness. Please join me in a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. Bruce was a humble warrior. He was a six-time All-Star, 1979 National League Cy Young Award winner, 2006 Baseball Hall of Fame inductee, and 1982 World Series champion. He was a husband, father. Bruce, you will be missed. It's hard to believe that it has been 40 years since our 1982 World Series championship, 20 years since I was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and it's anyone's guess at how long it's been since my last backflip. Most of all, we're here to support a cause that is near and dear to my heart, the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation. It's great to see some familiar faces in the crowd this evening, and a few new faces as well. Tim Cunningham joins us again this year with his band. Thank you, Tim, for being here. You know, tonight would not be possible without the passion and contribution of Mel and Sue Rector. This amazing event is the culmination of months of attentive work under their direction as co-chairs of our Gala and Pro-Am committee. The Rectors have donated so much more than just their time to this foundation. It's their heart, their passion, and devotion to the game of golf and the St. Louis golf community that are unmatched. And we celebrate you as our leaders. Mel and Sue, would you please stand? You know, Mel and Sue has led a committee of all-stars who invest their time, energy, and passion into this event as well. Late nights, weekends, and hard work beyond their daily life turned this small group into a force. Thank you to our Gala and Pro-Am committee for the work that you have done to ensure a great event this evening and tomorrow at Boone Valley. A special thank you in particular to my business manager and committee member, Debbie Dindler, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday. And who has taken my passion for this foundation and channeled it into action so many times to better the foundation's cause. Thank you, Debbie, and happy birthday. And of course, thank you, Allie Wells, Executive Director of the Gateway PGA. And her incredible staff for keeping this train on the tracks. Allie is truly a valuable asset to the Gateway PGA and a prime reason for the exceptional growth of golf in St. Louis, in the St. Louis region over the past 8 years. Allie is one of only 4 female executive directors in the PGA of America and the first to be a certified PGA professional. Her passionate leadership guides a small team of section and foundation staff who show up every day ready to make a difference in the St. Louis area and community. They don't work for the peanuts, but they do work for tea times. I'm grateful to all of you for having a passion-first mentality in your work and constantly giving of yourself to better the world around you. Tonight is not possible without your tireless dedication. Would Debbie, the committee members, Allie, and her staff please stand? Also, I want to say thank you to the supporting staffs of these amazing people for allowing them time away from you, occasionally missing valuable nights and weekends to support the mission of this foundation. The wives, the husbands, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the moms and dads. You are the unsung heroes, and none of this would be possible without your understanding, patience, and support of these great people. There are also several PGA professionals in the room this evening, representing hundreds more who can't be here. These professionals are our frontline workers, carrying out the mission of the foundation through teaching and coaching young people and veterans. It is a career built on passion. Will our PGA professionals please stand? You know, for 13 years, this Gala and Pro-Am has served as a primary fundraiser for the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation, with all proceeds benefiting our mission of improving lives through the community of golf. The Gala program in front of you illustrates our programs and impact, which you will hear more about from this stage later this evening. I would also like to recognize some very special friends of the foundation who have made some extraordinary contributions to our mission, who I would like to recognize personally. Doug and Ann Albrecht. Doug and Ann are a cornerstone of the foundation, having impacted PGA Reach in a myriad of ways. We are so grateful to the Albrecht Foundation and their company, the Bodley Group, for continually supporting the foundation's mission at the highest levels. We are appreciative of your commitment and friendship. Doug and Ann, would you please stand up? Julian and Eileen Carr could not be here tonight, but regardless, they are kind enough to continue supporting the foundation at the Hall of Fame level. Julian is a longtime board member, a sage of knowledge and wisdom for our board and staff, and a graciously generous individual. Thank you, Julian, Eileen, Matt, and the Carr family for all you give. Stu and Susan Showme are also absent this evening. The Showmos believe passionately in supporting the St. Louis community through the game of golf and deserve recognition for the work that they do inside and outside the foundation. Rex Sinkfeld of the St. Louis Chess Club could not join us tonight. However, we appreciate his generous support and contribution to the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation as well. NHC, which is Mel and Sue Rector. We can't thank the Rectors enough for their contributions to the PGA Reach Foundation. They truly are the foundation of this foundation, and I am eternally grateful to the both of you for sharing my passion for the game of golf and growing the St. Louis community, as well as for our friendship. Mel Rector's autograph isn't worth nearly enough. Support from our sponsors is pivotal in the success of this foundation as a nonprofit entity. A big thank you also goes out to our Gold Glove level supporters as well. Elizabeth Harzy, the Ross family, Detless Financial, Michael Goldstein and Marty Stein, and the St. Louis Cardinals. Mitch McCuson and Matt Barlow, Robert Tomaso, Robert Johnson, and Simmons Bank. Thank you so much. Before we break for dinner, here's my challenge for you. Please enjoy this special night our committee has put together. You will hear some great stories that should or shouldn't be told, share a few laughs, and most of all, I challenge you to learn all you can about the great impact that PGA Reach Gateway Foundation is making within our community. We have much to be proud of and even more to look forward to. It inspires me at how such a simple game can have such a resounding effect. And I hope it does for you as well. And on behalf of the committee and the staff of the Gateway PGA, thank you for being here tonight and for your continued support of our mission. Now, for the fun bit. Each of you has an auction paddle provided to you at the registration table. These will be used for our live auction later tonight. And if you don't have an auction paddle, one of our volunteers can assist in getting you one. And while dinner is served, please enjoy our musical entertainment provided by none other than R&B jazz saxophonist, Mr. Tim Cunningham. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Tim Cunningham, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am Tom Ackerman. Let's hear it for the Ritz-Carlton St. Louis. What a great night here. Thank you to the staff for hosting us again this year, and thank you to this Hall of Famer right here for being an outstanding ambassador of the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation, Ozzie Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, auction items, silent and live, can be accessed exclusively through a link you were provided via text message. The silent auction items are exclusively on your phone, so you are allowed to play with your phones today. You are provided a link via text message, so keep that phone handy for the silent auction. Any important messages or a reminder of your table number, if you haven't found that already, you're in a little trouble. You can re-access the portal at any time from the link in your text messages, and staff will be coming around during dinner to help answer questions and troubleshoot. So hold your paddle in the air if you have any trouble, or if you want to bid high on an item, that's okay too. But hold your paddle in the air if you need an assistance from our great volunteers accessing the link or portal. Actually, while we're mentioning that, how about a round of applause for our volunteers? They're amazing. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for a number of reasons. One of which is to celebrate a team that won a world championship 40 years ago, the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. We have some great members of that team that we are going to have Ozzie introduce in just a bit tonight. We have a great chat lined up for you, and we are so excited to have the 1982 team here. Ozzie Smith, in the winter of 1981 going into 1982, the decision to come to St. Louis. Thank you, Whitey Herzog. Thank you for bringing Whitey to town. Because when that happened, it changed baseball in this town. And we all know about the tradition of baseball in St. Louis, but it changed the game. That team in 82, 85, 87 created an entire generation of Cardinals fans. I'm one of them. And we adored that team, all of those teams, and thank you, Whitey, thank you, Ozzie, and thank you to the Cardinals, many of whom are here tonight, and we will be celebrating tonight at this panel on stage. But in early 2010, that decade, and actually before that, Ozzie changed the game again because he changed golf in this city and beyond. What we experienced in 2013 with the Senior PGA Championship, and again in 2018 with the PGA Championship at Belle Reef Country Club, was the talk of America. And it wasn't just the crowds, and the crowds were amazing. I mean, the fans took over. They knew when they heard Tiger Woods say that it was a pleasure to play in front of you. They heard that in the news, and they said, all right, well, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to show you something. And the fans actually took over the tournament. It became them. The story became them. But it wasn't just that. It was the creation of PGA Reach. And when Ozzie did that, it helped bring those events to St. Louis. Ozzie and a great group of people worked on that tirelessly. But the PGA Championship in 2018 absolutely changed golf in St. Louis, which was already great. We're already known as a golf community. Now we are a golf destination. All you have to do as we celebrate the history is to look ahead to the future. We have the 2026 BMW Championship coming to Belle Reef. We have the 2030 President's Cup coming to Belle Reef Country Club. We already have the fabulous Ascension Charity Classic at Norwood Hills Country Club, and they've done a wonderful job. And of course, we have the fierce battle at Boone Valley tomorrow afternoon, which will go down in history. But we really do. We have a great golf community. We have become a golf destination. Why are we here tonight? We are here to celebrate the 82 champions, to celebrate our golf community and Ozzie Smith's role in that, and all of the great people that have helped with the PGA Reach Foundation, but to recognize the three pillars of the Gateway PGA Reach Foundation, their mission, improving lives through golf. Their mission is to improve lives through golf. If you think about those three pillars, youth, military, and inclusion, they've covered it all. They really have, and with youth, 2,000 plus kids benefit. 2,000 plus kids benefit. Between the ages of 7 and 18, they participated in junior golf just this year in 2022. Junior golf initiatives include Gateway PGA Junior Tour and Junior Development Tour, PGA Junior League, Drive, Chip, and Putt, the Clarence Voigt Memorial, the Junior Tour Scholarship Programs. Junior golfers raised so much money this year in a way of giving back. They did it too. They said they're in. These kids, they're amazing. And they nod. We were at the Ascension Charity Classic watching kids walk around and enjoying the game just recently. It's very special to see. Junior golfers and these 5 deserving St. Louis charities, PGA Hope, Clarence Voigt Scholarship, the Pujols Family Foundation, Rankin Jordan, Cardinals Care. Look at what they're doing in the area of junior golf and the youth pillar. The military pillar, PGA Hope, introducing golf to active duty military and veterans with disabilities to enhance their physical, mental, social, and emotional well-being. 6-week instructional series taught by adaptive golf certified PGA professionals. 130 veterans this year, 130 veterans participated in PGA Hope. That deserves a round of applause. That is awesome. And they did that at 6 area PGA facilities right here in the St. Louis area. Inclusion. We're joined by a great group of people here tonight at the Ritz-Carlton. Karina Ballard joined the Gateway Section office this year as the 5th PGA Works Fellow. Fellowships are internships. They're designed to expose individuals of diverse backgrounds to careers in the golf industry. Working alongside the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis to develop a youth and community golf complex on North Grand on the same site of Sportsman's Park is the goal, where the Cardinals won all of those world titles, where the Carter carburetor plant, which turned the hallowed ground into an EPA Superfund site. That's what we are doing, among other things. And thank you to all that have contributed to those efforts. I'd like to recognize here tonight, before we start our fundraising efforts, and we have some really good auction items, but we have some great award winners, and very, very deserving. Serving youth lies at the heart of what PGA Reach is all about, what it stands for, and why the foundation strives to provide greater opportunities for kids through golf all over the country. Unique to PGA Reach Gateway is the Clarence Voigt Memorial Scholarship. This opportunity awards college scholarships to deserving young men and women who display a commitment to the classroom, the game of golf, and carry the lessons and etiquette of golf beyond the greens and into their lives, as did the late PGA professional Clarence Voigt. This year's scholarship winner is a freshman at Washington University, studying chemistry on a pre-med track. We invite him now to please come up to the stage for a picture with Ozzie Smith. Jack Woolridge. The PGA Works Fellowship Program. It's in the flagship initiative of the Foundation's inclusion pillar. The Gateway PGA currently employs their 5th Works Fellow and takes honor in the successes of the previous 4. Ladies and gentlemen, they're all currently employed full-time in the golf industry, those 4. The goal of each year-long fellowship is to provide professional experiences, scholarships, and career exploration events that inspire and engage talent from diverse backgrounds to pursue employment opportunities within the golf industry. Fernando Molina, originally from Guatemala, currently employed as Director of Programs with the Gateway PGA and PGA Reach Gateway Foundation. Natalie Long, now the Assistant Golf Professional at Old Warson Country Club. Unfortunately, Natalie is unable to join us tonight. She's running a triathlon in Texas. Typical overachiever in PGA Works. Congratulations, Natalie. Cameron Dinkins. Cameron is currently employed with the PGA of America in Frisco, Texas, as a National PGA Works Program Specialist. And Mackenzie Myers, employed with the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation as the Junior Golf and Player Development Coordinator, and Karina Ballard, the current PGA Works Fellow, originally from Virginia, is halfway through her fellowship experience. Will the past and present PGA Works Fellows please come to the stage for a picture now with Ozzie Smith? Great job, guys. Congrats. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our live auction. They told me to do the auction at 6:55. We are right on time. Here we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some unbelievable items. Let's start with this one. On your golf team tomorrow, Ozzie Smith. How's that for a first item? Do we like that? Ozzie on your golf team tomorrow? Who's playing, just so I can see, who's playing golf tomorrow? Just raise, you don't have to raise your bid card, just raise your hand. Who's playing golf tomorrow? Monday? Okay, that's good. Just want to know. Ozzie Smith, his number 1, retired by the Cardinals. It could very well be his handicap. Hits the ball a ton, plays relentlessly, he's competitive. You just improve your chances greatly if you win this item. Not to mention, the greatest shortstop to ever play the game will be on your team. Ladies and gentlemen, Ozzie Smith on your golf team tomorrow. Let's open up the bidding at $800. 800 right there. $800. Can I get 900 I have. Looking for 1,000. $5,000 right there, taking it to another level. Can I get a $5,500 bid? I got 5,000 right there. He was ready. Do you want 5,500? 5,000 right here. Looking for 5,500 right there. I need a 6,000. You want to go 6? 6,000 I have. Need 6,500. I have 65. I have 3 people bidding. You want to go 7? 7 I have in the back of the room. Here we go. 7,500. 7,000 in the back. I need $7,500 to go on. 7,000. 75 right there. Need 8,000. They're a little quiet. That's all right. 7,500. Need 8,000. You want to go 8,000 back there? 7,500 right here. Need an $8,000 bid. 75, where? 7,500, need 8,000. 7,500 is the bid. Going once. $8,000 up front. New bidder alert right here. Looking for 8,500. Ozzie on your team. 8,000, need 85. You want to go 85? 85 I have. Need a $9,000 bid. Looking for 9. I have 85. Need 9. Looking 9,000 I have. Need a $9,500 bid. I got 9,000 in the front row. Looking for 9,500. They're talking it over. I know that look, this. It means I'm not out of it. I'm thinking. 9,000, need 9,500 to go on. 9,000. You want to jump back in? 9,500 right there. Need 10,000. You want to go 10? Do you want to go 10? Do you want to get back in? 9,500 right here. Need 10,000. I need $10,000. 9,500 is the bid. Going once. $10,000 right here up front. I need 10,500. Looking for 10,500. I know, now they're trying to scope each other out. Who the heck is that over there? 10,000, need 10,500. 10,000, need 10,500. You want to go 10,500? Was 10,000 the peak? No. 10,500. He's got it. 10,500 right there. Looking for 11,000. Now I need 11. 10,500. I've got 11,000. Need 11,500. You can jump back in if you want. I still got you. Here. 11,000. Need 11,500. 11,500. I got 11 right there. Need 11,500. I lost the bid card. I don't see it. 11,000 right here. Need 11,500. 11,000 is the bid going once. It's right here. $11,000 is the bid going twice. 11,500. We got him back in. He's still in. Still in. Raising money for the Gateway PGA Reach Foundation. You want to go 12? 11,500 right here. Need 12,000. I have 11,500. I've got 12,000 right here up front. Looking for 12,500. It's $500. We're just going up 5 at a time. 12,000. You want to go 12,500? 12,000. Need 12,500. Takes a sip of water. Thinks about it. 12,000 here. Going once. $12,000 bid here. Going twice. Sold for $12,000. Thank you very much. A volunteer will take your bid number and your information, and thank you for the high bid. And Ozzie, I know Ozzie will bring it. Don't worry about that. He'll be ready to go. This is an Arenado signed jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Can I take a look at that? It is not just a Nolan Arenado signed jersey. This is artwork by David Arrigo. It is a one-of-a-kind piece. If you want to come up and take a closer look, please feel free to do so. But we do have it up on the video board as well, and we'll move in on it and take a closer look. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. It is Cardinals artwork by David Arrigo. Commissioned for Chris Pronger's jersey retirement artwork as well, and Brian Elliott's Cujo St. Louis Blues goalie mask, among other pieces of sports artwork. We appreciate this donated item very much. This Nolan Arenado signed jersey is a one-of-a-kind piece. Let's start this one at $800 as well. Let's start at $800 for this incredible piece, which is framed, by the way. $800 right there. Looking for $1,000. Can I get $1,000? $800. Need $1,000 to go on. I have $800. Can I get $1,000 for it? $800. $1,000 right there. You want to go $1,200 with it? $1,200. I have $1,000 here. Need $1,200. 1,000, need a $1,200 bid. You want to go 12? 1,000 might take it. That's incredible. 1,000 right here. Looking for a $1,200 bid. Who wants to go 11? How about 1,100? We'll go up by $100. 1,000 here, need $1,100. 1,000 looking for 11. You might take this. $1,000 is the bid for this awesome piece. 1,100 right there. Need a $1,200 bid. 1,100. You want to go 12? 1,100 is the bid. 1,100 going once. $1,100 going twice. $1,200 right there. Need 13. You want to go 13 in the back? 13 in the middle. Looking for 14 now. You want to go 14? 14 back here. 13 right there in the middle. I did catch you back there if you want. 1,300 here. Need a $1,400 bid. 1,300 middle of the room going once. $1,300 middle of the room going twice. $1,400 two-man battle right here. Need 1,500 to go on. 1,400 here. Need 15. You're allowed to jump in. Don't limit it to 2. 1,500. I got 14 here looking for 15. 1,400 going once. $1,400 going twice. Sold for $1,400. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that very much. Nice piece as well. Thank you. They are all over it. We got a volunteer on top of it on that bid number. Thank you very much. This is item number 3 of 8. We have 8 items, so these are going to go fast. This is the 2023. This is awesome. Okay. This is the Senior PGA Championship, the PGA Championship, and the Women's PGA Championship, all in one year. So this is all in 23. Wow, this is pretty cool. All right, so this is Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester for the PGA Championship, which is in May. The following week, May 24th through the 28th, after you go to Rochester, New York, from May 15th to 21st, you go to Frisco, Texas, the new PGA of America headquarters, and you see the Senior PGA Championship. Then they're going to whisk you away later to Springfield, New Jersey for the women at their PGA Championship at Baldwin. And that's an unbelievable golf course. These are 3 great items all rolled into one. The only thing I don't have on my sheet is how many people it is. I see the week-long tickets. It's 2. Thank you for confirming that, Allie. Allie Wells, ladies and gentlemen. 2 tickets to this event. So a pair of tickets to all 3, the seniors, the PGA Championship, the women as well. Let's start, let's start that at $1,000. I think that's fair. $1,000 for that, an unbelievable package of 3 events. Can we go $1,000 as a starter? $1,000. How about $800? That's been a magic opener. $800? $800 right there. Looking for $900. Can I get a $900 bid? Thank you to our volunteers for pointing them out. $800 in the back of the room. Need $900 to go on. Can I get 9? $800 is an absolute steal. $800, need a $900 bid. I've got $800 for this unique item, all 3 PGA Championships. $800 might take it home. Need $900 to go on. You could give this to somebody, they'd be thrilled. $900 up front, need $1,000. You want to go $1,000 back here? $900, need $1,000 to move on. $900, you're $900, don't outbid yourself. $900 up front, need $1,000. Looking for $1,000. $900's the bid, I need $1,000. Can I get $1,000? Can I get $1,000? $900 right here is the bid. $900 going once. $900 bid going twice. Sold for $900. We are going to the PGA Championship. That was me. My wife Angie just took it home. Nice work. Nice work. Schnucks Cooking School with Ozzie. So this one is extremely popular as well. This is Cooking with Ozzie at Schnucks. Can he turn 2 dishes faster than a double play? We shall see. Word is he only uses gold utensils while cooking. And he uses the Olympic torch to finish off the creme brulee. That's right, you did carry the Olympic torch in 2002. Ladies and gentlemen, Schnucks Cooking School with Ozzie Smith. This, I'm certain, is negotiable, but it looks like the number is pretty firm. It's 10. I'll bet you if you needed to squeeze another person or two, you could, but I'm just speaking out of school. It's an experience for 10 at Schnucks with Ozzie Smith. Let's start it. 10 people, $100 a person, $1,000. You want to go 1,000? 1,000 right here, need 1,100. 1,100 right there, thank you very much for that. Can I get a $1,200 bid? 1,100 here, need 1,200. 1,200 right there, looking for 13. I need a 1,300. You want to go 13? 13 I have, need a $1,400 bid. 13 here, need 14. 1,400 is what I'm looking for. This is the Schnucks item in your book. 1,400 right here, need a $1,500 bid. Who's going? You had 15? 15 I have, need 16. You want to go 16 with it? 1,500, are you being guided? 1,600 right there, looking for 17. It's totally fine. 1,600, need a $1,700 bid. You're 16, I got you. You want to go 17 with it? 17 I have, need an $1,800 bid. You want to go 18? You want to go 18? Yes, I do. 18 right there, need 19. 1,900, 1,900 I have, need a $2,000 bid. I need 2,000. 2,000 to go on. You want to go 2,000? 2,000 I have, need 21. 21 I have, need 22. 22. 21 right here's the bid, looking for $2,200. 2,200. 2,200 I have. They're in it. They're going hard. You want to go 23? 2,300. 22's the bid, need 2,300. 23, you're going to up it? $3,000 right here. Now they've changed the game on you a little bit. It's $3,000. Do you want to take it to 3,100? $3,000 is the bid, looking for 3,100. Looking for 3,100. 3,000 is the current bid. Need 3,100. 3,000 going once. $3,000 going twice. Sold for $3,000. Thank you, Ann. Appreciate it very much. Number one, Ozzie Smith. What's that? Mel, that is news to me. I did not know this. So Mel Rector, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Mel Rector. What a great job he does. Has just informed me that they do have a second in reserve if you would like it for $3,000. So just hang in there. Would you like to do it? There's no pressure, but there is. Would you like to do it, a second one for $3,000? We have to see that paddle, if it is. Would you like to do a second one for $3,000? We have a second one for $3,000 right here. 3,000, 3,000. And Mel hands over that valuable envelope. Thank you very much for that. Well, tomorrow we're going to Boone Valley. This golf event sold out in like 3 minutes. But here is a Boone Valley golf experience for 7 people with Ozzie Smith. I will explain. If you won, whoever won the Ozzie joins your team for 12 grand, you can bid on this one. You get Ozzie twice at Boone Valley if you'd like. This is such a great thing. This is 7 people and Ozzie Smith. So a couple of foursomes, you go have fun, you have a day. Because anytime you go out to Boone Valley, it's a full day's experience, no doubt about it. This is Boone Valley and Ozzie with an experience for 7. Let's open this up at the low, low price of $800. 800, let me open at 800. Can I get 800? Right there, 800. You want to go 9? 900 I have, need $1,000. 1,000 there, looking for 11. 1,100 I have, need 12. 1,200 here, need 1,300. 1,300, we're going to get everyone playing. 13 there, looking for 14. Boom, 14 I have, need 15. 15 I have, just keep it raised. You want to go 16? 16, 17. You want to go 17? 17 I have, take it to $1,800. 1,700 right here, we're holding there for the moment. 17, 18 right there, there's a new bidder jumping in. Looking for 19, boom, I have 19. What's that? 19, what is it? 2,500, boom, 20, you got it, 2,500. You got it, boss, 2,500. You want to go 26? 2,600 right here. Looking for 27. 2,700 I have. Need a $2,800 bid. You want to go 28? 27 here. Need 28. 28 I have. Looking for 29 now. I need a 2,900. What is it? 3,500. Thank you very much. 3,500 is the bid right here. What do you say we bump it to 4? You want to go 4? 4,000 I have. Looking for 45. What is it? 5,000 in the back of the room. This is my kind of auction. I like this. Now I'm fired up. 5,000 right here, looking for 5,500. You want to go 55? 55? 5,000. You want to go 50? 55 I have. Need a $6,000 bid. You want to go 6? 6,000, middle of the room. 6,000 I have. I have 6,000 here. What is it? 6,500? 65 I have. Looking for 7,000 now. And taking it to 7. 7,000 for 7 people. 7,000 right here. Looking for 7,500. 75 right there. You want to go 8 with it? 8 in the middle. 8 in the middle of the room right here. I have 8,000. Looking for 8,500. I need 85. 85. I have 8,000. Middle of the room. Need 85. They settled down a little bit. They're thinking about it. 8,000 right here. Need an $8,500 bid. 8,000's the bid. 8,500. I told you. 85. They're right back in. They're probably texting like 7 people. Like, are we in? Playing with Ozzie and Boone. There we go. 8,500. Need 9,000 now. Right? 9,000. I have 8,500 in the back. Need a $9,000 bid. You want to go 9, 9, 9? 8,500. Looking for 9,000. 8,500. 9,000. New bidder alert right here. They're jumping in too. See, they're smart. They hang around for a little bit and then get in there. 9,000 right here. Need 9,500. You want to go 95 back there? 95 up front. 9,000 right there, jumped right in. 9,000, 9,000, 9,500 right here, looking for $10,000 to play with Ozzie Smith, 7 people, $10,000 right here, they're back in as well. You want to go 10-5 with it? 10,000 need 10-5. 10,000 need 10-5, no? Thinking about it, 10,000 right here going once. $10,000 bid going twice. Sold for $10,000. Thank you very much. I'd ask for your bid number, but the volunteers are swarming to you. Thank you very much for that great bid. Appreciate it. Ryder Cup. Ooh, Ryder Cup's in Rome in 2023. First time ever in Italy. The Ryder Cup is in Rome in 2023. First time in Italy. Just the 3rd time it's outside of the UK, Ireland, when Europe hosts it. What a beautiful city. Walking through history. The Ryder Cup in Rome. How many tickets, Allie? 2. 2 tickets to the Ryder Cup in Rome. I'm going to open this one at 2,000. 2,000 for this one. I'm going to open it at 2. I'm opening at 2. I'm dropping it to 1,000. 1,000. I'm kidding. $1,000. 1,000 right here, looking for 1,100. 1,100 in the back, need 1,200. 1,200 here, looking for 13. We got some players. 1,200, need a $1,300 bid. Ryder Cup in Rome, for goodness sakes. 1,300 in the back, looking for a $1,400 bid. I got 13 here, need 14. 13 here, need 14. Can I get 14? 14 right there, looking for a $1,500 bid. I see those gold gloves go up, I love it. 14, 15 right here, need a $1,600. I got 15, 16 right there on the side of the room, looking for 1,700. Can I get 17? 1,700. 16 right there, looking for 17, $1,700 here. Need an $1,800 bid. Can I get 18 now? 17, need 1,800 to go on. 1,800 right there. What is it? 3? Am I right? 3,000 right here. Looking for $3,000 right here. Can we take it to 31? 3,000. Looking for a $3,100 bid. Trying to blow everybody out of the water here. 3,000 is the bid. $3,000 going once. 3,100 in the back of the room. Take it to 32. Knock him out of there. 32. Let's see that. 3,200 right there. Looking for 33. You want to go 33 with it? 3,200. He set the pace here. What is it? 35? 35? 3,500 in the back of the room. You want to go what is it? 4,000 right there. You want to take it to 45? 4,000. Looking for a $4,500 bid. I got 4,000 right here. 4,000 need 4,500. I got 2 people in. You can jump in. Everybody's eligible. $4,000 right here, need 4,500. What is it? 42? Judges? Accepted. 4,200 right here, looking for 43. You want to go 43 with it? 4,300. They're hanging out right there. You can think about it for a second, but it's going to go. 4,200, need 4,300 to go on. 42, back of the room, looking for a $4,300 bid. 4,200 right there. Going once. 4,300 right here. Looking for 44 now. 4,300, need 4,400 to go on. 43 right here. Going once. $4,300. 4,500 in the back of the room. They're taking it up another level. 45, looking for 46. You want to go 46? 4,500's the bid right there, going once. 4,500 right here, going twice. Sold. $4,500, back of the room, going to Rome, Ryder Cup. We only have 2 more items. This one right here is wine tasting with Ozzie. Ozzie knows wine. That I know. I also know that Total Wine has the largest selection of wine in St. Louis. This is a wine tasting for 9 people with Ozzie Smith at Total Wine in Chesterfield, specifically. Total Wine in Chesterfield with Ozzie, wine tasting for 9 people. Let's do this. Let's open it up at $900. $100 a person, 900 right there. Need $1,000. I have 900. Need 1,000. Good opening bid. Need 1,000. I have. Looking for 1,100. 1,000. Looking for. I have 11. Need 12. 1,200. I have. Looking for 13. 1,200. Need a $1,300 bid. 1,200 back of the room. 1,300 up front. Looking for 14 now. I have 13. Need 14. 13. Need 14. 14 right here. Looking for 15. I have. Need 16 now. 16. 15 on the side. Looking for a $1,600 bid. Can I get 16? 1,600 up front. Looking for 1,700. Who's going 1,700? 16 right here. Need a $1,700 bid. You want to go 17? 17 I have. Oh, new bidder. 1,700. Need an $1,800 bid. 1,800 is what I'm looking for. I have 17 side of the room. Need 18 now. Volunteers will describe it for you if you want. 17, need an $1,800 bid. 17 going once. 1,800 right here. 19. You want to go 19 with it? 1,800 here. Think about it. 1,900. Yes, she will. Going for 2,000 now. Wine tasting with Ozzie Smith. Second to last item. 1,900 right there. Need 2,000 I have. Looking for 2,100. Thank you very much. 21. 2,000's the bid. Need 2,100 to go on. 2,000 right there. Looking for 2,100. 2,000's the bid going once. 2,100 back in there. 22. 22. 22 I have. You want to go 23? Thinking about it. 2,200. Need 23. It's slowed down somewhat. You want to go 23 over there on the side. Re-engage. 2,200 here going once. $2,200 going twice. Sold for $2,200. Thank you very much. Wonderful job. Appreciate that. Absolutely wonderful. And finally, up here on the stand and on your video screen, and if you'd like to take a closer look, please do, to this lithograph. This is Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Adam Wainwright. Graphic designer Matt Marino, only 3 printed and autographed pieces. 1 for the auction, 1 for the artist, and we saved 1 for our man of the evening, Ozzie Smith. This is an incredible item. There are only 3 of them. Again, printed and autographed, this lithograph of Yadi, Albert, and Wayno. Let's start this one at $1,000. $1,000 opening bid back of the room. You want to go 1,100? 1,100 I have. Need 1,200. 1,200 right there. Looking for 13. Last item. 13 here. Need 14. I have it. Need a $1,500 bid. 14. Got 15. Need 16. 16 right here. Need 17 now. You want to go 17 back there? I don't see a paddle. I need 17. 1,600 right here. Need 1,700 to go on. 17. Can I get 17 with it? Where? 17 right there. Looking for an $1,800 bid now. 1,800 up front. Need 19 to go on. 1,800 here. Need $1,900. 1,900. New bidder jumps in. Now 2,000. You want to go 2? 2,000 I have. Looking for 2,100. 21. 21. 2,000 right here. Need 2,100. 2,100 jumps back in. Looking for 22. 2,200 I have. Need 23. 23 I have. Looking for 24. 24 I have. Need 25. 25. Need 26. 2,500 right here. 2,600 I have. Now a $2,700 bid is what I'm looking for. 2,600. Need 2,700. 27. 2,600 right here is the current bid. Need 2,700 to go on. Last item. $2,600 is the bid. 2,700, they're right back in. Need 28. You want to go 28? 28 I have. Looking for 29. $2,900. You want to go 29? 2,800. 3,000. You want to go 31 with it? 3,000 here. Need 31. 3,000 is the current bid right here. $3,000 is the bid. Last item, this beautiful lithograph. Where? $3,100. Look at this. Jumping in there right back here. Hi, John Costello. Let's look at one of the great Cardinals pitchers right here, John Costello, as he walks across the room, everybody. $3,100 right here. Need 3,200. You want to go 32? 32? All right, think about it. 3,100 right here. Need 32. How are we looking? 3,100 right here. 3,100's the bid going once. 3,100 is the current bid going twice. Sold for $3,100. Thank you very much. A volunteer is right there at your table. Thank you very much, guys. I do a lot of auctions. The volunteers tonight were phenomenal, by the way. Outstanding work. Thank you to our volunteers at our auction here today. Really good. Well, I hope you're taking full advantage of playing with your phone and working on that bidding app. As our silent auction is still underway, we have some great items. I thought that some great items have caught your eye. I'm sure they have. So please do continue to bid on items. We will close that 5 minutes before our chat with the 1982 World Champions. I'll make a last call on the silent auction when we get there. Ladies and gentlemen, so far tonight we've highlighted the youth and diversity pillars of PGA Reach Gateway, and now I'd like to have your attention. It is time to recognize the military pillar. It is time to recognize the PGA Hope Veteran of the Year. PGA Hope introduces golf to disabled veterans with a goal of enhancing their emotional, physical, mental, and social well-being. Since the program's inception 10 years ago in 2012, Gateway PGA professionals have served over 350 local veterans by introducing them to golf clinics, golf leagues, through partnerships with VA hospitals and other veteran service centers. These unique programs offer physical therapy for VA hospital inpatients and veterans who receive its services by introducing them to a new sport at no cost to them. PGA Hope provides a safe place that fosters community and camaraderie among these men and women. Our 2022 Veteran of the Year is a graduate of PGA Hope and with us this evening. And I would like to invite him at this time to say a few words, accept his award, and then take a photo with Ozzie Smith. Please welcome to the stage, John Muelling.
In the words of the greatest golfer, Arnold Palmer, while we're young, John, please. Yeah, I got it. Folks, I've been playing golf for 58 years. I would be dropped off at Berry Hill Golf Course in Bridgeton by my mom every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for a kid 58 years ago to think this could possibly be true, this is a dream come true for me to be up on this dais with these people. I'm both honored and humbled to be recognized for this award. For those who voted for me, the check is in the mail. When times of darkness have come into my life, my refuge always has been golf. It's the only place I know where you can go out, be in the fresh air, nature, and just completely forget about everything for 4 or 5 hours. And it truly, truly has been a healing process for me, especially the HOPE program. It and its professionals, whether just hitting balls in the gym at Jefferson Barracks at PGA HOPE School, or in the dead of winter, or in the early spring at Arlington Greens Golf Course, where I gather every Thursday with the initial, which began with PGA HOPE, with 80 of my brothers and sisters and comrades in arms. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Allie Wells, Mark Marcuzzo, John DePriest, Kevin Schaefer, Brian Main, my boss at Whitmore, Mike Surrey, and my friend right here, Mr. Molina, Fernando. And before I forget another brother veteran, Sam Gilliland, who's also a PGA professional. They've always had kind words of encouragement throughout this HOPE program adventure, which I call life. Please forgive me if I missed somebody. The 2018 Secretary's Cup was the welcome home that many veterans of my era never ever received during that unpopular Vietnam War. My father and grandfather, who carry the same name as I, were great individuals in this game of golf. They were my heroes, but they also taught me to love Jack Nicklaus and the King Arnold Palmer, and gave me the strong sense of what a role model should be, like those two ambassadors of golf have been. Thank you very much. Tom Ackerman, thank you. For all those people that did such a rousing job of bidding on those, I thank you for the other 80 veterans that I will see this coming Thursday at Arlington Greens. And thank you all. It's much appreciated. Ozzie.
Yes, sir.
You remember?
Yes, yes, sir.
So great to see you again. Thank you for all that you do for golf.
You're very welcome. There you go. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank
Play
you,
well
sir.
tomorrow.
Just help you down here.
All right.
Here we go. This is gonna get you down the left.
John said he was going to attempt a backflip, but decided not to. Let's hear it for John Muelling, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this annual event is the largest fundraiser of the year for the PGA Reach Gateway. As a result, this group has been able to do some amazing things for St. Louis youth, some amazing things, and for veterans as well. Every year, the foundation works to increase the number of PGA Hope programs and veterans they serve. Allie Wells and her team strive to increase the number of programs and activities offered around golf in neighborhoods where golf may feel unfamiliar, breaking down stereotypes, opening doors to new opportunities. The goal is to further expand the programs and activities offered to North St. Louis students that fill kids with downtime, with positive relationships, with opportunities through golf. And there's still so much more to come. So much more. I mean, you think about the size of this junior golf footprint that I was describing earlier. Thousands of kids are playing the game. It's a beautiful thing, and they continue to grow it. The increasing number of PGA Hope programs that we've talked about here tonight, it has improved dramatically, especially as we are coming out of this pandemic, including the first women's program. The engagement with Jerome Harris of U-Golf, that fabulous service, and Flint Fowler, who does such great work with the Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Louis. I want at this time to ask you to think about where we're headed thanks to the Gateway PGA Reach Foundation. Please watch this video. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just a taste of what's to come. This is the greatest sports city in America. There is no city in the country like this. There is no city that cares about sports like us, that thrives on sports like us, and where sports make a difference like us. There is no question that this city and this region is one of the most giving regions, if not number one in America also. We've known this for a long time. We see it all the time. PGA Reach started here. It's now nationwide. Just another example. We have so much happening, but this night specifically is accomplishing a purpose. We are going to fund the PGA Reach Gateway Foundation's programs for next year. And to do that, we are asking to raise $40,000. Now, the exciting thing is we have a special donor who has placed a challenge. This person is in the room, has placed a challenge and said that if we raise $40,000, they will donate an additional $20,000 on top of that. So, can we make it to $40,000? Let me ask this. Who would like to donate $40,000? We'll get right to the 82 guys. Anyone like to make a donation of $40,000 right now? Raise your bid paddle if that's the case. Anyone like to make a donation of $40,000? Okay. Now, let me ask this question. Would anyone like to make a donation tonight of $10,000, which will take us a quarter of the way? Thank you very much. Number 178 at $10,000. Thank you very much, Doug. Anyone else in at $10,000? $10,000 right here. Thank you very much. A neighboring table. What's that? And another $10,000 right here. That's $30,000. Thank you, Doug. $10,000 here, $20,000 here. We're just about there. Would anyone else like to donate $10,000? Anyone else at $10,000 tonight? We're doing a lot of great things. Thank you so much for those. Let's ask for $5,000. If you'd like to raise your paddle, thank you so much. Number 210. 217, did I not see right? 217, thank you, Jim. Thank you for that donation. There's another donation right here of $5,000. Thank you very much. Volunteers are right there. They'll get your bid number there. Thank you very much for that. Another $5,000. Anyone else at $5,000? We've hit the $40,000, by the way. That's worth celebrating. $5,000 right here. Thank you very much. We're going to raise money for next year. They're going to hear about tonight and say, what? And this is what we do. This is why we do these things here tonight. Thank you very much for $5,000. Anyone else at $5,000? $5,000. They were expecting 40. They're going to get over 40. Anyone at $5,000? Thank you very much for those. Let me ask for a donation of $2,500. If you'd like to show us your bid paddle and a volunteer will find you, thank you very much. $2,500 right there. Anyone else at $2,500? 25. Thank you. $2,500 right here at this table. Thank you very much at table number 5. Anybody else at $2,500? Volunteers are coming to you. Thank you for those. $2,500. What was that bid number there at table 5, just to be sure? Number 226? 226. 8? Yeah, I need to get my eyes checked. 226. Gold gloves, black numbers. Hard for me. 228. Anybody else at $2,500? 2,500? Okay, just making sure. We have a lot of power in this room. Let's see it here. This is for $1,000. Anybody like to make a donation of $1,000? $1,000 right here. Number 145 at $1,000. Number 256 at $1,000 right there. Thank you very much for that. $1,000 right here. They'll see your number. I can't see it. It's flipped around. Number 41 at $1,000 right here. Thank you very much for that. That was number 32, by the way, and number 41 right here. Number 164 is in at $1,000. Number 44 said, I'll put in $1,000. Look at these numbers coming. 36 said, I'll put in $1,000 too. 270, 270, thank you very much for $1,000. There's one in the back of the room for $1,000. Thank you very much. They're writing down that bid number there. There's 2 more here at $1,000 right there. $1,000 each right here. Another 1,000 in the middle of the room right here. Number 165 is in at $1,000 right there. Anybody else? This is awesome. I mean, there's $1,000 each. Anybody else at $1,000? 1,000, 1,000? Unbelievable. Anybody else at you guys are writing these down, right? All right, just make sure. $1,000. Anybody else at 1,000? All right, how about a round of applause for those, by the way? Those are great. Those are $1,000. We do have bid numbers coming down here. We're going to get some assistance from our crew on all of those. Make sure we account for all of those. Just have a couple more asks. Would anyone like to donate $500? A $500 donation, thank you very much right here at $1,000 or $500. $500 right up front. Thank you for that. Keep those paddles raised and volunteers will get you. Number 65 says, I'll put in $500. There's a $500 here and a $500 here. Number 173. Some folks have their paddles turned the other way, but that's all right. Volunteers are going to find you anyway. It's totally fine. $500 right here, number 84 at $500. And there's another $500 right back there. Thank you for that. Look at these $500s. 1, 2, 3 of them right here at $500. We'll get those bid numbers written down. Just keep them raised till you get your bid number recorded. That's 500, 500, and another 500 right there. $500 in the back middle of the room right there at 500. There's another one right here at $500 middle of the room. That's number 15. Anybody else at $500? Do we have 500? 500 right here, number 255. Thank you, Brian. 255 at $500. Anybody else at 500? Thank you very much for those. How about this last one? I'll ask for this last one if that's all right. Number $250. 250. Anybody at 250? 250 bucks? Yes. Number 292 said I'll put in $250. Number 42. Number 26. Number 252. 252. All in at $250. 250 back of the room right there. I believe that's a 59. Thank you. 59 at $250. Number 61 checks in at $250 as well. Number 90 is in at $250. That's a 243. Number 243 is in at $250 as well. We're jotting these down fast and furious. Thank you so much for that. We're going at two. These are $250 a piece. $250. Anybody else at $250? This will be our last one at $250. $250? Anybody else? How about a round of applause for these awesome donations? Ladies and gentlemen, the silent auction closes in 5 minutes. I repeat, the silent auction will close in 5 minutes. You can check your phone, look on the app, make sure that your winning bid is in as we close the silent auction in 5 minutes. I'd like to welcome at this time, as our dear friend Jack Buck would say, it's 7:45 on the scoreboard clock, and it's time to have Ozzie and Friends Unplugged. And the only person who could do that is the Hall of Famer, Ozzie Smith.
Good job. I want to thank everybody that that donated tonight. You know, you have no idea the impact that you have. So right now, I'd like to invite some of my old teammates and everybody up. We'll start with the guy that was pretty good left-hander. Yeah, that's you. Dave LaPointe. Thanks, Davey. Thank you, sir. All right. The next guy was my double play combination for, it was a long time. And I had probably the guy that I turned the most double plays with. Please say hello to Tommy Herb. See that sign? We love Tommy. The next guy is still a coach with the St. Louis Cardinals, a guy by the name of Willie McGee, who he finally left my house. And the architect of it all in the 80s that helped put it all together and make it happen. How about a hand for Whitey Herzog? Come on, Rat.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Hi, Tom. You're at home.
Right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, as they get situated and ready to go, please enjoy this video.
Sutter from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's a winner. That's a winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals. Porter throws his mask into the air. The players converge around the mound. The police arrive on the scene.
Wow, the 1982 world champions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for them again. Here they are. Thank you to the St. Louis Cardinals for their assistance. I see Joe Pfeiffer and their great crew here for helping set up this great group. Thank you, Ozzie, and thank you, Whitey Herzog. And I do want to start by acknowledging and paying tribute to Bruce Sutter. We lost Bruce, and we miss Bruce. We love Bruce, and he meant the world to this franchise. Can you tell us who Bruce Sutter was from your perspective, Whitey Herzog?
Well, I didn't expect to lose him when we did. I knew he'd gotten sick, and I knew he had cancer. He was a wonderful human being. His wife has had cancer for 25 years. She's gone through 4 operations. He's took care of her, and now she lives longer than he does. And it was quite a blow. And he was a great, great guy, a very humble person, a good father, a good husband, a good grandfather. And I'm going to tell you something. When you talk about relief pitchers, and I was fortunate to have Bruce Sutter, or you wouldn't even know who the hell I am. And, he might have been the most respectable and most dominant relief pitcher in the history of baseball. And I wish he hadn't gone. I wish he hadn't gone to Atlanta. I wish he would have stayed here. I think we'd have had a little bit more success than we did have, and I can't complain, but by the same token, to have these kind of players that I got sitting there to my left, and to have Bruce Sutter closing the games out, we were a heck of a baseball team.
What a time that was when Bruce Sutter played for the St. Louis Cardinals and wore number 42. And as you can see, we have brought Bruce's jersey here to be with us in our final chair. And I'd like to ask each of his teammates to say a word about Bruce, the pitcher, and the person.
Well, Bruce was one of those people that, you look for confidence when you have a closer. And I had the luxury of playing with Lee Smith, Todd Warrell, Dennis Eckersley, Raleigh Fingers, Lee Smith. And Bruce probably was the most consistent and the best of the bunch that I had a chance to play with, because we knew that when we put the ball in Bruce's hands, that there was a 99.9% chance that we were going to win. He was a definition of a real closer.
Willie, what do you remember?
Number one, he was one of the best people that I ever known. And number two, he probably was the best reliever I've ever played behind, to the point of, as an outfielder, when Bruce came in, I felt like I could have sat down out there. No, I'm being serious. I just felt that comfortable that the game was over, and I didn't get that feeling with anybody else.
Tommy?
Well, I don't know how many people know this, but Bruce and I both came from the same place in Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So that was it was very special for me to grow up watching Bruce pitch as a high school and American Legion pitcher. My older brother and Bruce were on the same American Legion team, so when I was 7th and 8th grader, I would go watch their games. They were like seniors in high school, and at that time Bruce was a conventional fastball, curveball change-up pitcher, and he dominated then. He was the best pitcher in our area back then. So it was very, very special for me to later become a teammate of his. And you know, as the other guys said, he was not only as good a pitcher as he was a better person. He was great in the clubhouse. He was a leader. He just had kind of an innate ability to connect with people, and he was just a special person, and it's really going to be missed.
Dave, starter for the 1982 World Champions, but you also spent time in the bullpen with Bruce Sutter, and the two of you were very close.
Another good lesson along the way. I remember I got taken out of the rotation for a little bit, and as most of us would do, we were pouting. You know, I was pouting, feeling sorry for myself, and Bruce walked up to me, put his hand around my shoulder, said, "You know, you're right. You can't make any money in the bullpen." So it didn't take long to get that message, and you know, Whitey said a long time ago, we lost Bruce Sutter. He'd get 40 games dumber. You know, I played for 9 teams and played for a lot of closers, and he was the only one that was automatic. That when he came in, you just knew the game was over with. But, you know, and then like Willie was saying, it seemed like there were 6 Bruce Sutters on the team, because whenever one of us rookies would mess up, say something wrong or do something wrong, and I did it probably more than any of them, Bruce was always right there to remind you of what you just did. So he raised all of us, and he's the perfect person to do it.
Thank you to these teammates. Dave, this team, what was it about the 82 team that made it go? How did they do it?
I think just by watching that video you just had up there, it was a good bunch of people first, and we all got along, and we had the right mentors on our team. And you know, we had 6 rookies on that team, and most managers, general managers, are not going to go with that many rookies on a team, but Whitey just knew how to put us in the right place at the right time. And you know, I was thinking about it the other day. If we didn't have Whitey as our manager, you know, would I've got traded from, you know, Milwaukee here? Like 10 minutes earlier, I was supposed to go to the Cubs, I think. I read that in your book one time, and I'm glad that didn't happen. But then again, you know, if that trade doesn't go through and David Green doesn't get hurt early in May, does Willie McGee come up and have the career he had after that? And just some of the trades he made to keep us in our spot, you know, get rid of Rizzi and put Obi at third and let Tommy at second, and just little things that Whitey did that he just knew the right people for the right job, and he stuck with his guns, and they were good people, and they accepted his decisions, and it made us a pretty good team.
Tommy, what was that camaraderie like for you?
Well, it was a special team. There was really a great mix of great veteran leadership and good young talent. You know, guys like Gene Tennis, Jim Cott, Bob Forsch. You know, we had leaders that, you know, had been through the trenches before, and really great young talent. You know, Willie came up, and David Green was probably the top prospect in baseball at that time, and Lonnie Smith was early in his career, and just a great player that really never got the credit that he deserved. George Hendrick was a key to that team. You know, he was one of the best teammates all of us have ever had. You know, he always got a bad rap in the press because he didn't talk to him, but he was great in the clubhouse, and he just had you know, his nickname was Easy, and he had an easy way about him that kept everybody relaxed, and so it was just one of those special groups that had the unique mix of veteran and youth, and it kind of all came together, especially late in that season. We went on a good run to win a very tough National League East. You know, the Phillies were a great team then. Pittsburgh was coming off a world championship in 1979. They were very good. Montreal was a great team. So, just to win our division was a great accomplishment. And then, obviously, to go on and be able to win a World Series was, beyond belief, really.
And Willie, you had a manager who let you play. Now, he had expectations for you, but he let you play, didn't he?
Oh, definitely. Coming over here is just like I always tell people, it's almost like playing Little League. I mean, you just go out there, put your glove on, go out there and play the game and have fun. But, I mean, he had two rules: show up on time and play hard. And he didn't like mental mistakes, and we all know I made a couple of them. But he knew it was aggressive and honest, so he didn't get on me too much. But I learned.
He didn't let anybody get on you. What are you talking about?
True story.
Nobody could get on Willie. He didn't let anybody get on Willie. When he swung at a ball in the dirt or a ball over his head, he said, "Leave him alone."
But thank God he did. Thank God he did, because that's a problem in baseball. I mean, you bring guys up, and you just got to give a guy a chance to play. Give them a chance to see what they can do. And I learned that lesson, watching guys hit. And I seen a guy with Toronto, he hit like this, and I said, "Oh, no, he can't do that. He can't do that." But when the pitch came, he was right where he's supposed to be. So after that, I learned. I'm saying, I don't care if he's standing on his head. If he's hitting the ball, leave him alone. I mean, give him a chance. And that's how he was. He gave you a chance. He left you alone, and you were your own man. And then you have other guys on the team like Tommy and Ozzie who were coaches on the field. And so Whitey, the genius he was, in all aspects of the game. I've seen nobody close to the manager and the person that Whitey Herzog is.
Whitey, is that right? So you did that. You let them play and let them play the game that they loved.
Well, that's part of management. And the one thing you have to do is you have to let the players play, and you can't expect them to do something they're not capable of doing. So when you manage a baseball game, and every night the baseball game is different. There is no book in baseball. You don't play for a win at home, and you don't play for a tie. If you're on the road, you play your bullpen against theirs. There's so many things that come up, but you have to let the players, you have to put them into the situations every night, if you can, to make them succeed. And I think that's the key. And I had a bunch of ball players. And these 4, and I had 21 more. And I told them we were going to play, and they all bought into it, and that's the way we played. And we didn't hit many home runs. One year, every year we started out trying to break Roger Maris's record. And of 61, and when we won in 82, we did hit 67 home runs, and Milwaukee hit 228. But the big thing is, when you look at runs scored, for the year, every year we were in the top 3. And every year we would be pretty much close to scoring just as many runs on the road as we scored at home. And they said, well, that we had a ballpark that was really suited to the way we played. We cut the balls off in the gaps, and the other team we'd hit one and it'd go for a triple. And we did have an advantage because of the speed we had throughout the lineup. But the thing we had was an attitude that everybody played. Every time you got a hit, you advanced the runner. Every time you made an out, I wanted you to advance the runner. If you didn't get a hit and the man was on first, I wanted you to make an out where he'd be on second. And that's the way we played, and we were successful. And I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to bring 3 World Series, because if we hadn't had Dinkinger's call and we hadn't had to play in the Homer Dome, I think we'd have won 3 World Series.
Ozzie, how did he get you here? What was the sell? How did he get it done?
Well, he was drunk. He came out, and at the time, I don't think that he knew that I had a no-trade clause in my contract. Now, it wasn't going to take a whole lot for me to leave San Diego at the time because I'd worn out my welcome there, and they didn't want to sign me. And I can't blame them for wanting a player the caliber of Gary Templeton. You know, if you can get a Gary Templeton who was a true 5-tool player, he did it all. And so I could understand that. But when he gave me when he finally found out that I had a no-trade clause in my contract, he called me back the next day and he says, hey, this is what we'll do. He said, if you come to St. Louis and you play and you don't like it, you can become a free agent at the end of the year. I mean, this is how quickly he made decisions. And I guess it's great when you can be the general manager and the manager and you have an owner that says, hey, you go do what you need to do. And he had that power and stuff. And so once he told me that if I didn't like it, that I could become a free agent, then that made it very easy because I knew I was coming to an organization that was rich in tradition, an organization that was going to give me a chance to win. And that's what we all would like, the opportunity to win. And my best opportunity to win was going to be here with the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, there was a lot of pressure because of the player that I was traded for, because he ran like a deer, he hit with power, hit for average, and still the only guy in the National League to get 100 hits from both sides of the plate. And so I came here, and he just told me, do what you do. He allowed me to go out. I had no restrictions. We were able to play the game with total freedom. And the result is us winning the World Series in 1982, and it was a lot of fun. We won a lot in the 80s.
This guy to your left was traded from the Yankees for a pitcher named Bob Sykes, and when Willie McGee arrived on the scene, you took him under your wing, didn't you?
He just left my house last week. And he moved in. He moved out. I was trying to do something nice, you know, and I let him stay with me, and hell, he just left.
Was it nice there? I mean,
I bet 100 people in here would do the same thing. If they were smart.
No, it was great. You know, I lived out in West County at the time, and we both came over at the same time. And when David Green got hurt and he came up, I don't think we knew exactly how long Willie was going to be here. So we had developed a friendship in spring training. So when he came up, I said, hey, you know, come and stay with me. And he did, and 3 years later, he was still there. But it was great being able to ride to the ballpark every night, having somebody to ride to the ballpark and talk the game with. And that's one of the things that I think was important with all of us, too. We talked baseball all the time. You know, we didn't just everybody go your separate ways. You know, you could come in our clubhouse after the game was over and you can see round table. Everybody had a brewski, you know, sitting around, and we talked baseball. And I think that's what helped develop us as a unit and as a team.
what did you say to him in the car, talking about Willie, after Game 1 of the World Series?
Oh, God, they beat the hell out of us. They beat us 11 to nothing? 11 to nothing.
I know what I said.
What'd you say?
What did you say?
The press come in, I said, I'm glad we didn't have a doubleheader.
But no, we're riding. It's 11 to nothing, and everywhere we played, they hit it somewhere else. You know, we had scouting reports, and we studied the scouting reports. And so on the way home, I told Willie, I said, Willie, we need to take that scouting report and just throw it away and just do what we do. You know, we would have been better off. And I said, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to find a way to beat this team. And we came out the next night blazing, and, you know, we played the game the way we knew how to play it. And it enabled us to beat a very good Milwaukee team.
Yes, Willie.
One more thing he told me too. Before the series started, we riding to the park, and I'm doing fine. I'm happy we're in the World Series. And he said, Willie, you know what? No matter what you did during the regular season, this is what they're going to remember you by. And all of a sudden I say, oh, crap. Scared the crap.
He started sweating. Yeah.
I'm like, what? He said. But all of a sudden, I start thinking. I say, well, I did all I can do to prepare. I was able to do anything I can do with my skill set that he called on me to do, whether it's bunt, steal a base, make the right decisions. So I knew I was prepared. So that's all I had to go on after he scared me.
He did pretty good.
You won game 2, and then game 3, Tommy, Willie McGee did cement that legacy. He had some game. He hit home runs. He robbed home runs. What do you remember from game 3 in Milwaukee?
Well, it was just an unbelievable game. We getting back to game 2, we actually, we lost the first one 10 or 11 to nothing, and they jumped out in a lead in the second game too, and then we came back in the middle innings and ended up winning that one late. And then game 3, going up to Milwaukee was Willie's game, and they actually had probably their best pitcher throwing that night, Pete Vukovich, who was, a Cy Young candidate in the American League that year, and Pete hung a couple sliders to Willie, and he knew what to do with them. And, it was just one of those special games. We really we played our game that night, and that's the type of club we had that year. We had, a lot of weapons, and that night Willie happened to step forward and have a big game for us. And game 3 is always a crucial game in any 7-game series. So that was huge for us to go up there and win that first one, because what it did was guarantee that we were going to at least get back home to St. Louis later in the series. So, that was a great win for us, and it was fun. It was a fun night to experience because Willie, he was one of those guys. I wasn't even sure Willie could talk for the first year or so that he was there, because he never said anything, and of course, in the World Series he was thrust into the spotlight, but back then it's nothing like it is now. I mean, it's the exposure that players get now is unbelievable. They have to answer to everything, and back then it was a little bit different. So. It wasn't the onslaught that he would face if he would do something like that today, but it was a fun night, and we all were kind of reveling in Willie's success that night.
What a team it was. I mean, you had Keith Hernandez, one of the greatest first basemen to play the position of all time. Yeah. You had Tommy at second base. You got Ken Oberkfell at third. You have Ozzie at short. You have an outfield. You have Lonnie Smith and Willie McGee and George Hendrick, and a great rotation, and one of the greatest closers in the history of the game. And the MVP of the 1982 World Series was Darryl Porter. Your catcher, Dave. Can you tell us about Darryl Porter and what he meant to this team?
Well, what a gamer, and he was another guy that typically raised under Whitey. He knew how to play the game. He knew how to run the bases. He did everything that was important. And, but there was at times with Darryl, there were some goofy moments, and which made him seem human. Like he made his own, like he wore the big glasses when he hit, and he made this cardboard extension so the lights wouldn't get into his glasses. So we're playing one time, I think it was in Philadelphia we're at, and it starts raining. So Darryl had this, this batting stance down here. Well, the rain started hitting his homemade flap, and it started bending. So Darryl, is going more and more like this to try and see the pitcher. And it was just, he would do stuff. That's the way our team was, though. We had a great bunch of guys, and, we'd rag him when he came back into the dugout, and it didn't seem to faze him. Like I had him one time where I was a rookie, and you don't want to show up a veteran player out there, but he came up to warm me up before the inning with one shin guard on. And I'm doing the best. I'm throwing my pitches because I think the clubhouse guys are fixing a shin guard, so I'm throwing my pitches, thinking they're going to come out, and I throw one, and he throws it down to second, and he just gets down to squat. So like I'm trying to, you know, point down to his shin guard, and
He knew you didn't throw hard enough to hurt him.
yeah, I could. He didn't need any gear. I don't know why he's putting it on in the first place, but so he went back in and got a shin guard on. And we were okay, but no, I mean that World Series, as they said, he hadn't hit 2 balls to left field the whole year, and he landed 2 of them on the line and drove in a lot of runs. But just another great, piece to the puzzle. And it almost seemed back then that later on they turned into Hall of Famers, but at the time there was nobody that was really a superstar in that team, and we all just meld together.
It was such a great defensive team. I mean, it's going to go down as one of the greatest defensive teams ever. Tommy, what was it like turning to, or really just playing with this guy at shortstop?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, at that time in my career, I was still trying to just survive. I came up in '79. I got called up in August when Tempe got hurt, and I was up for a couple weeks in August, and then for the last month, and then 1980 was the strike year. I guess it was the strike year. Was it 81? I'm not sure, but so 82 was still kind of early in my career, and I was still trying to feel my way, and frankly, I was intimidated by Ozzie at first because he came in from San Diego with a reputation as being a great defensive shortstop, and of course I didn't want to do anything to screw up. So we did a lot of work early in our career trying to understand what where I needed to know where he liked the ball in the double play, and I would feed it to him, and he would like jump over the guy, and I was like thinking, I hope that was a good enough feed for him, But yeah, I mean, in '82, I was still trying to feel my way through, and Whitey hit me all through the lineup that year, and I came up through the minor leagues as a leadoff hitter, and when I would struggle, he would drop me in the order a little bit, and I learned a lot that year. That's for sure. I keep going back to guys like Gene Tennis, Jim Cott. Those guys they didn't play a whole lot, but they were as important on that team as anybody because, they were the veteran leaders that really told us how to play and when we did things wrong. And I always felt like, and I was talking to Willie earlier tonight, I felt like our '85 team was actually the best team we ever had. And because we were all better that year. I mean, Ozzie turned into a great player by the '85 season. I had my best year. Willie was a MVP that year. Terry Pendleton was a great player that year. We had lost Keith, but we added Jack Clark, who was probably the top right-handed power hitter in the league that year. And our pitching was better that year. So, but the building blocks were all kind of put in place during that '82 year because that's the year we learned how to win, and we experienced it at the highest level. So that really carried us through the whole run that we had in the '80s.
That '82 team was so strong and found ways. They were galvanized. They went into the postseason. They took care of the Braves. The Brewers were such a good team. And you just talked about it earlier, how good they were. They were all over the place. They found holes. They delivered. They won the first game. You got the next 2 back. They won the next 2. Now it's 3-2. Willie, they were celebrating a little bit after Game 5, but you came home knowing, as Tommy said, you still were able to go back to Busch Stadium. What a crazy day Game 6 was. Rain delay. But John Stuper goes the distance. What do you remember from all of that, going into Game 6 in that game?
I remember just leaving Milwaukee County Stadium, and they were celebrating like it was over. I mean, balloons going up everywhere by the bus, just yellow and blue balloons going up like it was over. And I just sat there and I'm like, okay, it kind of motivates you more and focus, zero in your focus more. Like, okay, all right, this is not over yet, and they're celebrating. So we go home, and just knuckle down and everybody comes together and with the common goal to not go home and not let this thing end like that. And there it was. You know, seventh game we win it, and it's over.
You did. You won that 6th game 13-1, and then Game 7, Ozzie. Game 7 of the World Series, you had arrived. What is that like, going into a Game 7 of the World Series?
Well, it was something that I hadn't experienced before. You know, this was the first opportunity that I had to experience what a Game 7 was. It's that thing that when you're playing in the backyard with your brothers and your friends, and you're dreaming about being at the plate in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs and stuff. And here we were in 1982, the first year over here, experiencing that. And we knew that we had, what Tommy was saying was very, very important with Gene Tennis and George Hendrick in particular. They were 2 guys that played on those back-to-back-to-back world championship teams in Oakland. So they had the experience, and I can remember when we were going through the playoffs and everything, of them telling us to make sure that we didn't get too excited, because it was just one leg of a 3-leg journey that we were on. You know, don't get too excited. And here this year it was amazing listening to Albert talk about the same thing. You know, don't get too excited. We're gonna enjoy this tonight, but we've got a lot of work ahead of you. You know, the real work was ahead of us, and the fact that we were able to get to Game 7 and give ourselves a chance, because we could have folded to 10, you know, after they won those 2 games, but it was because of the determination and the desire of these guys up here and all our teammates that gave us the opportunity to get to Game 7. And I felt that if we got to Game 7 playing at home, all of these people would play a big part in helping pull us across the finish line.
You're up 6-3 in the top of the 9th, and Whitey, this morning on KMOX, I played the 9th inning in its entirety, and it's one of Jack Buck's all-time great calls throughout. It is perfection. I mean, he talks about the first 2 outs and then that battle with Gorman Thomas, and it was such a long at bat. He fouled off pitch after pitch that Jack had the opportunity to thank the fans during that, and he said, "We just want to thank all of you for all that you have done to be here for this team, and you deserve this moment." And it's such an incredible feeling. What was it like for you to deliver? He references in that call so many times, it is the first championship since 1967 for this team. What was it like to deliver that for this city?
Well, you know, I was managing Kansas City. I won 3 division titles in the world, and we had a 5-game series with the Yankees, and we got beat in the 9th inning in 76 and 77 of the 5th game. And then we got beaten the next year. We weren't quite as good, and Munson hit a home run to beat us in the 4th game. And they had Sparky Lyle and Goose Gossage in the bullpen, and I had Mongo I had the Duck and the Bird, you know, and I just couldn't compete with them in a 5-game series because they had the best pitcher. What it seemed like to me was when we won in '82, and you didn't really say one of the big things, you know. I played golf with LaPointe one day, and on the first hole he had a roast beef sandwich and mashed potatoes and everything. And he gets to the 17th hole, and he ordered a roast turkey sandwich with gravy and mashed potatoes, and I gave him the nickname Snacks. Well, I called him Snacks the rest of my life. I still call him Snacks. But let me tell you what happened. Nobody talked about the 4th game. We win number 3 in Milwaukee, and I put Suter in that game in the 7th inning because I wanted to win that game after Teddy hit Andahar with a line drive. And I wanted to get back to St. Louis. I wanted to make sure we didn't get beat up in Milwaukee. And Suter went in and finished it, but I didn't have him available in the fourth game. So LaPointe starts the fourth game for me, and we are winning 4-0 in the last of the fifth. He has pitched 4 beautiful innings, 2 outs and nobody on. A grounder was hit to Hernandez, took a bad hop. He made a great play. He undertossed it to LaPointe covering first, a perfect throw, and the LaPointe dropped the damn thing. So when I went out to the mound, I said, you know, Snacks, if that had been a hamburger, you wouldn't have dropped it. Am I right? Yeah.
I thought it was cheeseburger.
So I had to tell you that story because Snacks, after that, all hell broke loose, and we ended up losing that game. And, you know, it looked bad. And when you're down 3-2, and you still got 2 games to play at home, and they're the one team, if we'd have been in the same division with them, of the 3 teams we played in the World Series, they might have had a chance to beat us. I don't think that Minnesota could have beat us if we were in the same division. I don't think Kansas City could have. But I do know that it would have been a tough battle because Milwaukee had one hell of a ball club. We won a game in the bullpen because they didn't have fingers. And so, you know, good fortune was with us. And
Talk
yeah.
about,
Huh?
now you had Suter and Fingers at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
What was the decision?
Well,
How did you make that decision?
It
as to
was
who you
very
wanted to-
simple. The first thing I did when I came to St. Louis and I took over both jobs and talked to Gussie what I wanted to do and get rid of everybody and get speed and play a different way. The one thing I was going to do is I was going to try to get Bruce Sutter. And if I couldn't get Bruce Sutter, I wanted Raleigh Fingers. I talked to Kennedy, who was the general manager, and I didn't know if I could get Suter. So I traded for Fingers because when I signed Porter and traded Simmons, I had, you know, Darrell Porter played 8 years for me. We won 5 division titles, 2 pennants, 1 World Championship. So I was pretty, we were pretty comfortable. But I wanted that closer. I wanted to cut the other team down where they couldn't beat us. They only got 21 at bats instead of 27 because if I had that closer, percentages were with them. Well, I traded for Fingers on a weekend. I was in Atlanta for the winter meetings. And Raleigh came in to Atlanta, where the winter readings are, and he was receiving the Rolaids Award. So I went down there and I said, Raleigh, I just acquired Bruce Sutter last night, and I want to ask you a question, point blank, and I want you to be honest. Oh, he said, me and Bruce can work in the bullpen together. He said, oh, it won't be any problem. I said, well, I want to ask you a question. The game's tied in the 9th inning. Man on second, 2 outs. You're pitching, and a left-hand hitter's hitting, and I want Sutter split finger to finish that game, to get that guy out. Would you be mad if I took you out? Oh, yeah. He said, I said, well, then I'm trading you. And it wasn't nothing against Raleigh. I knew him from Kansas City, and he was younger. But I didn't want that going on all year. And I said, well, it's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen, so I'll trade you. So I traded him on Saturday to Milwaukee. That was the story. Nothing else about it. You know, the changing part of our pitching staff was in May when I was starting Miller, the left-hander we drafted from Milwaukee.
What was the name?
Huh?
Who? Miller?
Not Miller.
No.
But anyway, Rasmussen was one of them. I took him out of my rotation and I put LaPointe and Strooper in. Both of them ended up winning 21. Well, between them, 21 games they won. And that was a big thing. They really stabilized the starting rotation. And with Suter, I think he had 40-some saves. We just didn't blow any games. I mean, when we were ahead in the 7th inning, we put you away. You might as well go to sleep.
And the crowd loved it. They absolutely loved this team. The 1982 world champion St. Louis Cardinals.
What's he doing?
Let's talk about Allen.
Tell you what, since we have a few extra minutes, would anyone like to ask a question of our panel, or did I ask them all? Is there anyone, I'll bring a mic to you if you want to ask a quick question of our group here. They're giving you that opportunity. Oh, here we go. How you doing, my man? What do you got?
Why did Willie McGee pick the number 51?
Oh, good question.
I didn't have a choice, really.
His number 1 was gone.
When you get to spring training, they hand you a number, and that number tells you early on if you're gonna make the team or not. If you get a high number, that means you're not gonna be around long. So that's the number they gave me, 51, and I was fortunate enough to get called up. They gave me that number, and what the heck, I'm gonna keep it. So,
Great
been with me
question.
ever since.
Really good question. Thank you for that. Here's another question for our group. The 82 world champion Cardinals.
On the World Series stage as a player, what's the difference between playing at home and playing on the road? Does it matter as a player?
Who's asking?
He said, does it matter in the World Series playing at home or playing on the road?
Well, if you're asking me, I mean, it is different. First of all, you got the crowd support at home, and secondly, you're playing in a different ballpark. But baseball does favor the home team. There's no doubt about it. And when we played in '85 at Kansas City, both clubs were pretty much alike, big and spacious, and we could neutralize the power and everything. But yes, in the World Series or any game during the season, when you play on the road, the home team's got a little bit of advantage because they know the Chromes off the wet field and they know everybody. They probably pick up the ball a little better than you do. There's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, there is an advantage to home field advantage.
Here's a question to your left. Go ahead.
In baseball, there's always a lot of practical jokers, and in the '82 World Series team, I'm sure there had to be some great pranks in the clubhouse. Can you recall any memorable ones?
Only yes, that.
Nope.
What was the biggest practical
Not
joke
one.
in the clubhouse that year? Next question, please. Let's say that, George was called Silent George, but George probably kept more things stirred up in the clubhouse than anybody on that team. He'd get an argument started between two guys. He'd dip out, and the two guys are there arguing with each other. But George Hendrick was one of the biggest instigators that we had on the team.
Somebody said.
Somebody said. It's always somebody said.
We had the one trip we were going from Cincinnati, or St. Louis, Cincinnati. And this was in the first couple weeks of the season. And here's Bruce and Forshee and Cott in the back saying, listen, we're going to go to Cincinnati. We're changing time zones, but it's less than an hour flight, so you only set your clocks back 45 minutes. So, you're sitting there listening to this like, what did they just say? And for 4 days in Cincinnati, Jeff Lottie missed the bus by 15 minutes.
45 minutes.
Staying on this side, here's a question.
Whitey, you think Stupor gets enough credit for winning that game in the World Series?
Does Stupor get enough credit for winning that game?
Well, John Stupor pitched twice in the World Series. He pitched very well in the second game, and we won that game. He beat Sutton, who was a Hall of Fame starter from Milwaukee. And then, of course, from Game 6, he started the game, and after having a pretty good season, and we jumped off to a lead. And really, it was kind of a strange game. We had a 2-hour rain delay. And John there's never been a pitcher in the World Series, a rookie pitcher, throw a shutout. And I didn't want to take that away from him. We were up 6 innings. I think it was about 8-9-0. Harvey Keene, the other manager, sent the regulars back to the hotel to get ready for Game 7. And Hub Kittle was my pitching coach. And I said, Hub, I don't want to take that away from him. And I said, see how he feels when he goes out there. You warm up. We had the 2-hour delay, and he had all winter to rest, but I didn't want to hurt him. And Hub called from the bullpen and says, he's loose. He feels fine. And I said, well, ask him if it would be all right if I put Brummer in to catch the 9th inning just to get his name in a World Series box score. Oh, Suter said that's fine. And so Brummer went in the catch, and they got a run, and I think we won 13-1. But Bruce Suter did a good job all year. The funny thing, he was a very hyper guy, and on days that he would ask the umpire for a different ball, he didn't ever pitch worth a damn. I had to get him out of there early. And when he didn't ask for the ball and was kind of relaxed, he'd pitch good. And nobody knew that, but that one particular day in the Dodger Stadium, he starts off the game, and I'll bet you the first inning he asked for 8 balls from the umpire. Didn't like the ball he had. And he walked 3 guys. I took him out in the first inning with the base loaded, no outs. Bob Force walks over to me. He said, how the hell can you take him out when he's pitching a no-hitter? Well, but that was Stupor. And I don't think we won that game, but the left-hander came in and pitched 7 good innings, But I want to tell you, we had some funny things happen. One of the funniest one-liners I ever heard. Willie came up in May when Landrum got hurt, put him in the lineup, and he was our catalyst, man. He took off, and he played wonderful, not only offensively, hitting .350, but defensively. And we go to New York, and we got him from the Yankees for Bob Sykes, and they outrighted him when they signed Winfield. They didn't have 39 prospects, believe me. And I called them, and I said, I want to draft him, but I don't think he's going to be there at 16. What do you want? And they said, well, we want left-hand pitch. And I said, well, go over the big league roster and the minor league roster. Take any left-hander you want for Willie McGee. I'll give you any one of them we got. Well, we go to New York, and he's tearing the league up. 14 newspapers in New York, everyone is there. I don't know how many TV stations. Everyone is there to talk to Willie McGee and to raise hell about Steinbrenner letting us get Willie McGee. So Willie starts the game. The first 2 times up, he hit 2 frozen ropes, base hits. And the next time he come up, he fished at 3 low curveballs and struck out, and he come back, and he's got tears in his eyes. He's 2 for 3. We're winning the game,
and Willie struck out on three bouncing curveballs. And Bob Force again walks over to me, and you know what he said? I'd hate to see him at a funeral. That's a true story.
Hey, one of the other stories, and talk about George Hendrick. Willie would go fishing every now and then, right? So I don't know who the pitcher was, but he threw him some nasty sliders, and Willie swung at him. And he had his head down, and he was walking like this. George Hendrick put his arm on his shoulder and says, "Son, don't worry about that. Jesus Christ couldn't have hit that pitch."
I got a story. When I was coaching with the Cardinals and Tony La Russa was here, we were in spring training and we're getting ready to leave. So he has a meeting. And so we're sitting in there, coaches and players, and he goes around and he asks everybody about two-strike hitting, right? And I'm like, I hope he don't ask me. I hope he don't ask me. So he asks everybody, and they choking up and they're spreading out and this and that, and he asked me. So he said, Willie, well, what was your two-strike approach? I said, my two-strike approach was not to let him get to two strikes.
Tell him the one about George talking to me about how he's going to play defense when you got there.
So he calls me over to right field, and he takes me over to the foul line, right? And I'm excited. Oh, George Hendrick's going to give me some knowledge. So we get over there, and he points to the foul line, and then he points about 5 steps away. He said, look, I got from here to here. Anything else, hit. You go get it. You go get it, it's yours. Oh, what a guy, man, what a guy.
Any others? Oh, here's one over on this side.
Not
Let's
tough.
hear it again for these guys. How great are they? Who had that question? Who has the question? Oh, right here. Yes, sir.
I think this question is pointed mostly for Mr. Herzog. And a lot of us in this room were so fortunate to watch you coach your guys and mentor these guys to greatness. But then in 1985 was devastating to all of us. And I remember distinctly many times you saying over the years that call at first base was so bad it cost us the World Series. Do you think some of the words you said, people you talked to, maybe had something to do with the change? Because think about it, if 1985 were now, you would have won another World Series. They would have swapped that bad call.
Well, you know, in 1985, they didn't have looking on over.
Instant replay.
The instant replay. And in 1985, they had American League presidents and National League presidents. And I'm not saying the umpires were crooked. And I don't mean they were dishonest, because I knew Denkinger for those 5 or 6 years I managed the American League. And I don't think I ever had a run-in with him. But to me, it was a American League call. Because umpires are human beings. And I didn't think they wanted their team to be embarrassed. And I was just not then. It was all through the series. I think the third game of the series, when we won 2 in Kansas City, Barnett, the American League umpire, was behind the plate. And Joaquin's strike zone was like this, and Saber Higgins was like that. And that changed the World Series around a little bit. They won that game. Tudor won the next day. Coxey couldn't straighten out his elbow, so I had to save him for the 7th game, or 6th game, yeah. And but I went to Uberoth at the winter meetings, and I told him, I said, you know, I want to make a suggestion for you.
we got to do away with National League and American League umpires. The umpires have to work for all, at that time, 24 teams. And you will stop the bad calls in interleague play and the World Series. And he did that the next year. But, so have I done anything to help baseball? I did suggest that to the commissioner, and we got it done. But I do think, but the umpires are still bad. They're so damn. We have umpires now that I watch all the games, West Coast, East Coast, playoffs. I mean, it's amazing how they won't call strikes. A pitcher can make a perfect pitch 0-2 right on the black ball. And then they wonder why the hell we got 3.5-hour games. I mean, every night now. When I managed, we averaged 265 pitches a game right there. 300 pitches was a 3-hour game. Now, every night is 320 to 340 for a 9-inning. Yesterday, there was an 18-inning game, 40 strikeouts in that game, nothing and nothing, 470 pitches they threw. Until you lower the amount of pitches that are thrown, you're never going to be able to shorten the games. That's just the way it is. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. Strikeouts. My God, I don't understand it. But it's still a great game, but I don't understand why everybody swings the curveballs in the dirt when the damn thing ain't going to come up. If it starts out low, it's going to be low.
Let's go 9 o'clock.
I don't understand it.
Let's squeeze in one more question. Go ahead.
So this isn't actually a question. Well, maybe it might be, but my best friend and I, Heidi, in 1982 made a post. Yes, see, yeah, that.
Oh, that, yeah.
And we took that to the 1982 World Series game. And Tommy, we would just love if you could maybe take a picture with us tonight before the night's over.
To take a picture with Tommy. They made
We
that
went
poster
to
for the 82 series, and they're here tonight.
We went to every game thanks to her father. And we just were like, Tommy, we love you. And believe it or not, you turned around and you waved to us one time. And we were only 9, and my dad, who's here tonight, he gave me my first glass of champagne in 1982. Thank you, Dad, when you guys won the World Series. So yeah. Thank you. We love you guys.
A reunion 40 years in the making is about to happen.
Later tonight.
We'll see if we can get that arranged ASAP. Ozzie, just before we say goodbye to the 82 world champions, just a final word from you about these guys. What will you remember most?
Well, you know, it was my first year here, you know, so to be able to experience it with these guys was very, very special. Can't say enough about, now this guy's 91 years old. He remembers a lot of shit. I don't, it's amazing, but it's his genius. His genius, and even today they asked, well, you know, could you guys have played today? Could you play with these guys today? But the question is, could they play with us? But it's his genius that allowed us to go out there and perform every day, and I don't think that I would be sitting here wearing a World Series, a Hall of Fame ring without this guy coming to San Diego and plucking me from the San Diego Padres. It changed my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave LaPointe, Tommy Herr, Willie McGee, Ozzie Smith, and Whitey Herzog. And as mentioned earlier, we do have another former Cardinal in the crowd. Love seeing him. John Costello. It's a sign of respect when you get booed, John. You know that.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for your donations, and be safe going home. Thank you.